Wow. Wow. Welcome to another episode of the Grown Up Millennial podcast. It's been a minute. I've been away for quite some time. I literally almost didn't remember how to reconnect my mic. Guys, it's been a minute. I am so happy to be back on the podcast. As human beings, we're all connected. As we traverse this world, it's up to us to find the common stories, to live them, to share them, to change them. The Grown Up Millennial is a space for us to share those stories. It's a space that grows and evolves as we all navigate the highs and lows of life. Our entire lives is a process of becoming. Every day we become a new part of ourselves. What will you discover today? So it's January, which means it's time for a fresh start. And also because I've been away for so long, it is definitely a fresh start. And what better way to kick off the new year than with a financial reset? Now, this episode, we're diving into strategies to unlock your wealthy life. We'll talk about ditching debt, building healthy money habits, and finally achieving those financial goals you've been dreaming of. But first, let's hear from our sponsors. This segment is brought to you by Name Brand, not just a brand, a movement. Follow them on Instagram at Name Brand LLC, NAMEBRAND LLC. It's an amazing clothing brand that kind of gives a middle finger to luxury retailers and reclaims that idea that the person who is wearing the clothing actually makes it valuable and not the other way around. So check them out. But now it's time for the Spill the Tea Millennial Minute. Do people even say spill the tea anymore? Anyway, let's get into it. Did you know that the average millennial spends over $50 a month on subscriptions? That's a significant chunk of money, going towards streaming services. Maybe you might have a gym membership, things like that. It's easy to let these subscriptions pile up without realizing the full impact on your budget. Taking the time to review your subscriptions regularly can help you to identify and eliminate any that you're no longer using or that aren't providing value. You might be surprised at how much money you can save by simply becoming more mindful of your subscription spending. And this is one of the reasons the Grown Up Millennial Simple Monthly Money Tracker was created. It allows you to take a closer look at your spending, and it's available for free on our website at thegrownupmillennial.com, and you can check the show notes for a direct link to download it. I know what you're thinking. Another year, another resolution I'm just gonna break. But hear me out. This isn't just about making a list of goals. It's about creating a sustainable system for your finances. As millennials, we're a generation burdened with student loans. We're facing rising costs of living, can't even think about buying a house, and navigating a constantly changing job market. It's a very tough time. It's a tough time out there. But we're also a very resourceful and resilient generation. We're adaptable, we're tech savvy, and we know how to hustle. So let's tap into that millennial spirit and unlock our financial potential. Now, here's the thing. Many of us grew up without strong financial education, right? I literally was taught to save. That's what my parents did. But it also gave me an idea that was really sitting in a lack mindset where I was like, well, let me hold on to this money because I don't know when I'm going to lose it again. And that is not where we need to be. We weren't taught about budgeting, investing, or even the importance of your credit score. But it's never too late to learn. Personally, I don't really like anything about money things. It feels very difficult to talk about money personally because that wasn't my experience growing up in my childhood. I don't generally like to talk about money or to think about it. But if you don't talk about money, if you don't think about money, if you don't know where your money is going, how are you going to build wealth? So we have to kind of break down those fears and really get back to some core principles. So here are some of the things that, for me, as somebody who don't understand anything about finances at all, these are some things that are helping me. So let's break down some key principles. Number one, understanding your spending. Now, one simple thing you can do, like I used to do to lose weight, track what you eat, you track what you spend, track every penny. For 1 month, meticulously track every single dollar you're spending. That's where the money tracker comes in from the Grown Millennial. Free download available. You can use a spreadsheet, a budgeting app, a notebook, whatever it might be, and you will be surprised to see where your money actually goes. There are some banks that, depending on your credit card usage, it will provide this information for you as well over the month. So take a look at these things. For 1 month, that's your challenge. Take a very close look at what you're spending for that month. Identify spending leaks. Now look for areas where you can easily cut back. Do you really need the daily coffee? Can you cook at home and maybe order less takeouts? Can you negotiate lower rates for your insurance or your internet? No, I want to bring up this thing about insurance and internet. Always ask if there's a lower rate and what is possible, because usually them have a lower rate in their back pocket and I don't want to give it to you. Now, another thing that you can use to understand your spending is the 50-30-20 rule. Now, it's a popular budgeting guideline that suggests that allocating 50% of your income to your needs, so your living costs, as in your, to pay for your housing, your utilities, your groceries, 30% to wants like entertainment, eating out, and hobbies, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. There's another principle now called the 80-20 rule. So that says that recognizing that 80% of your results often come from 20% of your efforts. Right? So if you identify your top 20% of spending and see where you can get the biggest impact. Is it things that you need, or is it just things that you want? Now, the second set of principles we're talking about now is building a strong financial foundation. Now, an emergency fund is something that I still am grappling with. I'm healing, okay? Not healed. So the idea is that you aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an easily accessible emergency fund. Do you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses stored somewhere? I don't yet, but I'm working up towards it. This safety net will provide peace of mind and protect you from unexpected financial shocks. One of my friends was out of work for almost a year and she was fine. Me, no, I would be battling for my life, not gonna lie. But we're working towards the emergency fund. A little goes a long way. Pay down high interest debt. So if you're having any student loan debt, if you have high credit card debt, think about the higher interest ones first and pay them off first. Prioritize paying down the high interest debt such as credit cards. Consider the avalanche method, which is highest interest rate first, or the snowball method, smallest debt first. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. Invest for your future. Start investing early, even if it's a small amount of money. Do I understand investing 100%? I do not. But if you put your money into some small investments, over time you can see some results. Now, for sure, you should talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. Speak to a financial advisor. Talk to someone about investing. It doesn't have to be at a massive scale, right? I have a little money invested in Quest Wealth. I don't even know what's its name, bro. I have a little bit of money invested there. Understand compound interest. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. We learned about this in high school, and to this day, it's one of those concepts where, like, it's lost on me, but I understand that you can lose a lot of money this way. So if you understand compound interest and learn about the power of compound interest and how it can help your investments grow over time. Now, it can help your investments grow, but if you are in debt and you are paying compound interest, it will also lose you a lot of money over time. So understanding compound interest can help you on both sides of the fence. Now, another key area is to cultivate some healthy money habits. Now, one thing my husband has done that I really haven't done just yet is to set up automatic transfers to your savings and investments accounts. So as soon as the money hits your bank account, you can automate those savings. Ensures that you're consistently building wealth without even thinking about it. Personally, I like to go in and move the money manually, but you don't have to do that. You can automate it. Another thing is to avoid lifestyle inflation. So as your income increases, resist the urge to increase your spending proportionately. So not because you used to make $50,000 now and now you're making $100,000, that means that you should all of a sudden want a bigger apartment. All of a sudden want to eat the most expensive thing on the menu. right? You can treat yourself now and again, but do not get yourself to a point where your living will be unsustainable if you may have to take a lower job or if you lose your job. Practice mindful spending. Now, I do have something about this on the website, grownup.millennial.com. It's under wealth. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, do I need this or do I want this? And usually, if I'm in a physical store or even if I'm shopping online, I will leave the thing in the cart if I'm shopping online for a little bit just to see if, my emotions change around it or if I think I really need it. And if it's in store, you know what? I'll just come back for it. Develop a no spend challenge. So challenge yourself with a no spend week or month. The month might be challenging, but I'm putting it out there so we can really challenge ourselves to break bad spending habits and identify unnecessary expenses. Now, another thing we can do as very tech-savvy millennials is to leverage technology. Use financial tech, use fintech tools to help us hit our goals. There are budgeting apps, there are investment platforms, there are other tools you can use to maximize financial management and also to streamline it. There are lots of different things you can do online, but ensure that you're making some sound financial decisions. So talk to a financial advisor, or you can listen to a few of our episodes here about money. It will be in the show notes. I will put them there so you can hear what people are saying and make some sound decisions. Now, you have to prioritize your financial wellness. While we talk about self-care and all those different things, we also have to be mindful about how we care for our money. Reduce financial stress. Practice mindfulness techniques to manage financial anxiety. Ask yourself those questions. Why are you anxious about money? Why are you afraid? Why are you in a lack mindset? What is happening to you? What is your relationship to money? The next thing you can do is educate yourself. Continuously learn about personal finance through books, through podcasts, through online resources. Educate yourself to at least a basic level. I am here talking to you about it, and I don't have a professional level of understanding about this, but I want us to get to a place where we understand that these are things that we have to prioritize, right? And of course, seek professional advice. Meet with an advisor. Talk to somebody who seems to have their shit together regarding money. I spoke to one of my friends a few months, maybe years ago, and the sound advice that he gave me is that wealth is a network, and if you are the only wealthy person, you're on an island and you will soon sink. You have to reach out to people in order to grow your wealth, to understand wealth. Now, some long-term financial goals. Maybe you want to own a house, right? If you want to do that, you have to start saving for a down payment. You have to think about different research regarding mortgage options, things like that. Do you want to start planning for your retirement? We did have a chat with Eric Bratman a few years ago now, and he was telling us that we need to start thinking about retirement as soon as possible, because money, you in this space, in this earning potential, in this job, is not forever. Now, we all want to build wealth. We have to explore some investment opportunities beyond the traditional savings and retirement accounts that will lead to us building actual wealth. How can this passive income make me more than my earned income at this job? Maybe we need to start a business. Maybe we need to look into real estate. What are your options? And maybe you really want to give back. Maybe one of your long-term goals is charitable giving. And I would encourage you to consider giving back to a community that has given to you, or volunteering your time if you don't have the money to give just yet. Now, there are some options too. Is there a side hustle that you can think about to increase your income? This could include freelancing. You could drive for ride-sharing apps. You could start an online business, or you could sell crafts that you're making. There are lots of different ways for you to have some kind of income on the side. Try it, because nothing tried, nothing done. Invest in yourself. I think a lot of people lose sight of this. Spending money on courses and things to improve your skill sets will also increase your earning potential and also add to your career success, right? So it might seem like a lot to pay like this money to do this course, but you'll be getting it back in your earning potential. Now, financial independence is very important. So define what this means to you. Maybe this means that you're working towards some kind of freedom. What does it look like to you to be financially independent? Create that space, live in that space, and feel how it would feel to have that, and then work towards it. It might be early retirement. It might be working when I want to. It might be flexible hours. Whatever it might be. Now, I want you to remember though, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You will not figure this out in one go. You will not figure it out tomorrow. But once you have these things in the back of your mind that I also need to be financially well, you will be able to succeed. There might be setbacks along the way. You might slip and fall into a few luxury purchases. You might slip and fall into a few liabilities. But don't give up. You celebrate your wins, you celebrate your victories, you stay consistent and focus on building sustainable financial habits. Ramit Sethi, in his book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, I think that's what it's called. He spoke about not coming from a place of, I am depriving myself of this thing. But you look at your spending over time to say, what do I enjoy and how can I do more of that while shaving off less of the things that I don't really want or don't really need. So for me, I really enjoy, what do I enjoy? Let's say food. I enjoy eating out, right? Let's say I enjoy eating out as an example, because I don't even think I eat out that much. But I enjoy eating out with friends. That is the thing I enjoy. I don't necessarily enjoy like buying things online, but when I feel like I'm a little bit sad, I'll buy something online to pick myself up. No, for me then, it would be looking at how much I've spent on Amazon or other online shopping options for the month, and then removing those or narrowing those down so I can spend the money on reconnecting with friends and going out to eat. So it's not about depriving yourself of things. It's about how can I use my money in the best way possible to live the life I want to live while I'm creating wealth to live better in the future. I remember one of my uncles, he was talking to this girl and he went over to her house. I think he slept over the night or something. I was like looking for some stuff to eat for breakfast. All she had in her fridge was crackers. And she said, well, she just bought a brand new car, so she can only afford crackers. That's not the kind of financial management we're talking about. We're talking about being responsible with our finances to the point where we can live well, but we also are aware that we are building wealth over time, and taking away those things, the fluff, the things we waste our money that we don't need to be spending on, right? So I hope this episode has inspired you to kind of take control of your finances and to unlock your wealthy life, but also to go forth to understand things or to get more information about things that you don't really understand as much. I am not a financial advisor. I am here just to say to you guys, it's time for a reset financially. We've talked about mental wellness, we talked about spiritual wellness, we've talked about all these different things, but now we need to get down to the nitty-gritty of financial wellness. And just so we're ending on a high note, I want to ask you a question. This was the Instagram poll question, I think it was last week. And if you and your ex separated, broke up, whatever it is, would you remove all the pictures from Instagram of you and the significant other? Everybody that responded to the poll said yes, they would have. They would change their address, number, whatever it is, they would delete everything. And some people said, well, I wouldn't post them to begin with. What are your thoughts? If you and somebody broke up, would you leave their pictures on your Instagram feed, or would you delete every single picture of you and they're erased from your existence on Instagram? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to leave us a rating wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Follow along with us wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our content on the website, thegrownupmillennial.com. Follow us on Instagram at thegrownupmillennial, and like our page on Facebook, The Grown Up Millennial. Find us everywhere.